Hey folks, welcome back. This is Lucid, and we're back with our game with Ulm, and you can see we got a boatload of gems. This is not a death basket, this is trade. I didn't mention this at the end of last episode, but, or I don't think I did, but I sent away, I'll show you, I'll pull it up. I sent away just an enormous number of lanterns. And that's because I hit the timing that I really care about for getting uniques, and I can kind of be a little greedy, I think. And to get some of the uniques I'm going to want, I'm going to need a lot of fire gems. And I made these, I'm getting a profit from them too. So let me show you the last turn and just the outgoing messages portion. You can see we sent, I think, 12 or 15 to Oceania. This is Middle Age Oceania, which is kind of funny because it's called New. And then I sent 10 to Abyssia. These come with different catches. So Oceania, after like 5 or 6 turns, I need to ask them to send them back. And they're going to keep some of them. But they've basically paid to rent a few of them, and they've paid to own some of them. But anyway, in response to sending off just a boatload of lanterns, we have gotten an absolute boatload of gems. An absolute boatload. So, what are we going to do with all of this tremendous power? That is a fine question. That's a very fine question. I'm thinking what we do is there's a few artifacts we want to make, and I'll show you the first artifact that we've made before we look at events. The first artifact that we made is currently equipped on a golem. I made a golem because sometimes this event will trigger you to get attacked, and then the other ones, not this one, but the other ones will taint you sometimes. And it's nice to just have this on a mindless commander I don't have to worry about. But yeah, he's going to be summoning Iraq. And the plan is I give him a ring of water breathing and send him underwater. I also, okay, well, there's a bunch of things happening this turn. But anyway, the other things we're thinking about building are, now that I've gotten all this fire, we've got 138. I've got my skull, my fire hat being sent in the mail, and I've already sent the gems off to have a flame of skull made. And I think the person making the Flame of Skulls is And yeah, I think it's going to take his god. So I had to pay him a penny for that. And yeah, so we've got... okay, let's talk about the things we want. Ooh. 2 gems per month. Ooh. Fire magic +1. Ooh. I like this a lot. Gives me water gems, fire magic. We might have to make this, but this would not be a destination. This would be a stepping stone. We're having to, I guess I'm jumping around a little bit. We're talking about artifacts, but I'm making, the one I'm going to make this turn, and I was a little conflicted, is the Tomb of High Power. And this, again, is not a destination. It is a stepping stone. But being able to get high astral in a game this big is really important. And the spell range can also be really important. One of the things that the spell range might be important for is some of the other stuff I want to build with fire. One of the things I want to build is this, the Staff of the Fire King. And this gives you basically a... Oh, shit. This says actual flames from the sky. When I was looking at this... Was there, like, does it have a baby brother? I thought it was a different one when I looked at... I'm going to pull up the mod inspector real quick. Okay. So, I actually went and looked at this is Flames from the Sky. I thought, for whatever reason, I was looking in the mod inspector, and there's a weird, unresearchable spell called Rain of Fire. And I think it's different than Fires from Afar. It's stronger. It's basically like this, but it works on 50 units rather than 10. And I was like, okay. Maybe it's like I don't know what it is. But anyway, that was what I was thinking this thing went to. But no, this actually casts legit Flames from the Sky. And Flames from the Sky is ridiculous. It's going to hit half of the army with 15 AP fire damage. Not going to kill Morvarks, but it'll kill most human-sized things. And if I get that item, that's another one of the game-winning items, I think. There's problems with it. The problems with it, and some of these are actually helped by some of these distance items, like, having the Tomb of High Power and having this thing, the Arcane Lens, could be really nice. The other thing that maybe would be interesting, where's the Flame Focus staff? I might need to take a look. Oh shit, I think it's this one. Yeah. I probably need to take a look at all the things that boost fire range. But what I'm thinking is if I summon a golem here on my star, that's going to give me, like, let's look at the range this thing goes. So from my star, if I want to get anywhere in my lands, it's about 7. If I want to get deep over here, it starts getting into like the 10s and the 6s. Over here, you can see it's actually like in range, and that's because it goes through the star system to where it comes out over this way. I can actually hit all of Vanheim with most of it's within 5. So the thing is, the max range I could get on this with an Arcane Lens and the Tomb of Power, the max range I think would be 6. And that would put a lot of stuff in range from this star that I can just cannonade. Nobody would really be able to fight me. So I think the artifact priority for me actually is, and because I have all this fire, it was really hard to get. So I have to get fire 6. The way to get it actually is going to be really tricky. The way to get it is, I think I do Gem of Creation, which is 2 turns away. I might not be able to get it in time, because it's going to be one of the things people forge. Shit. And if Yes gets it, I think that might be game. I need to figure out how I get it, because I've got the Skull Hat, the Fire Hat coming in this turn. Next turn I'll have a Skull of Fire. That'll put me at fire 3. I've already got if I do the Gem of Creation, that will put me at fire 4. I think to cast it, though, I think I have to have a better fire mage. I could empower one of these guys in fire, which I need to do anyway if I want to do the Crown of Overmight. That would put me, if he was fire 2, and then he had 1 booster, 2 booster, 3 booster, that would put him up to... Yeah, shit. I wonder if I can do any of the Staves of Elemental Mastery. Because I could do that potentially in parallel with all of this business. What I maybe could do is if I have this Tomb of High Power, it puts him actually... This guy has to be 5 and 5 to do the Robe of the Magi. It's going to be a bit tricky. Is there a way we can do that? I mean, he's going with the Tomb of High Power and the Gem of Creation. He'll be 3. I mean, he'll be 4 and... Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, it's going to take a lot of turns. I think the thing I have to map out is what is the absolute fastest way to get... I mean, we're still going to do the Cornerstone. But honestly, being able to cast Flames from the Sky every single turn would be stronger. It would be a lot stronger. Unfortunately, it can't target underwater. God, would I love that. Yeah. But okay, the easiest way that I know of, and there may be a way to optimize this, is I pick up Conjuration 6, which I was kind of going to head for anyway, but I could bump it up. We could get that next. We get Conjuration 6. We have both fire boosters whenever they come in. We summon the Flame Spirit, and he'll be fire 3. And with those 3 boosters, he'll just be able to forge it right away. So right now, that's, I think, what I'm leaning to. And I think they're forging my fire thing. The fire hat is getting sent to me this turn. The fire death booster is getting sent to me next turn. It's getting forged this turn. Which means turn after, in 3 turns, I'll have both of them. By that point in time, I could have summoned... Oh, shit. No, by that point in time... No. I think I'll have to map all this out in like an Excel spreadsheet because it's a little complicated because I have to think like, what is my... Okay. If no, I don't know. I want to avoid empowering, I think. I may be able to just completely dodge empowering. But the thing I have to think about is like my Gem of Creation, I'm going to need to summon the Flame Spirit. But I'm also going to need that Gem of Creation to do a lot of, like, to make the Cornerstone. The other option for making the Cornerstone was this Pebble Skin Suit. The problem is the guy who would cast it, Worm. Do I have him going anywhere? No. He can Magic Phase move, but I'm not sure I want him to. Okay, the Pebble Skin Suit is this thing, and it boosts Earth Magic by 1. It's actually a pretty badass item. Very cheap. And it will potentially turn you into a troll, which would not be very good on him. But he could forge it. He just has to be higher blood. We need him to have blood 4. He's only blood 3 with the knife. So I potentially may empower him in blood. The problem is he could get horror marked. I don't think he would care, and he's immortal, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. It's annoying. I think I might, because... Anyway, we'll talk more about what we do, but the artifact thing for me, right now, it's the big thing that I'm spending most of my time thinking about for the turn. But there's obviously a bunch more stuff. We'll get into it. We did Dark Knowledge. We found a Burial Mound, which is nice. It's a Death 1 site. And then we didn't find anything else with our other Dark Knowledges. Reaping of Souls, I picked a kind of bad target. We only got 4 Death Gems, so that's not very good. And... Dire Portland went up. Utgard took over the score graphs, and so he actually streamed those with me, and I got to look at them and ask questions. And we are on to our Magic Phase thing. So we sent Shit-Eating Grin at Atlantis, and Shit-Eating Grin is going to gym bait. And the thing is, a lot of these guys, one second. A lot of these guys just have this stupid water lens. And they're going to do their water elemental every turn. Some of them, though, have actual gems. And we bait those. And we bait those. So there's 6 gems here we're going to bait on these guys. And then this guy has 5 gems. We don't end up baiting all of them. But we bait a fair amount. Yeah, no, we do bait all of them, actually. I lied. So we baited like 15 gems. We did some swarm spam, too. But it's interesting to see what he's going to send at us. A bunch of these coral snakes. And, yeah. I mean, it's not actually that scary of an army. I think we can kill this. And then the question is, of course, did we have a fight after we gym baited him? And, oh, we got murked twice by horrors? Shit. Did this guy... I think this guy might have had a... What was kind of lucky is the other guy didn't actually... So this is the cost of using Lightless Lanterns, boys. It is not free. This guy, though, I had taken the lantern off because I sold it. So thank God I took it off. He, you know, there we go. That's why we put it on the shitty mages when we can. And we killed some werewolves. We'll watch this. I did him... skeletal body and then cast 1 spell because I didn't know what he would cast, but I was hoping he would do Soul Vortex. But I'm dumb because he didn't actually have it researched yet. And this army of Atlantis actually did not stay still, and it did not march into one of my armies. It actually just went to knock me off a fort. And I guess he was thinking maybe I'd move my army back on the fort, which I think was a kind of low probability move for me. But he also merged these guys up with another group, which had a few more mothers, or mages of the deep, that had... So that guy had 3 more gems. Yeah. And anyway, that happened. Marignon, who I've been eyeing, because I kind of want to get the spoils from Agartha. Whoops. And I was going to let them hit here, and I have the option this turn to completely wipe this army, potentially. But I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, how much do I... Because I would potentially wipe it with Shit-Eating Grin. These guys will do no damage to him for the most part. These guys will do some damage, but if he does Body Ethereal turn 1, it's not going to be that much. And I can cut off all the retreat routes. The problem is there's one guy over here that's spamming Soul Slay. This asshole right here. And one guy spamming Soul Slay, you know, is it going to kill this dude? You know, probably not, because he's an Astral Mage, he can do resist magic. I feel pretty good about wiping this army if I wanted to. And it's one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and make sure I'm doing just this turn real time. And, well, you know, that's because I want to think through all this shit. These things will hurt. We definitely can be immune to the crossbow fire. But I think the thing is, there's two questions. One is, you know, can we just clean wipe this? And I think the answer to that is yes, though with risk. Because I'm going to have one dude just spamming Soul Slay at me. And this is the province. It's over here. And it is magic, so we're going to get the magic scale, you know, MR penalty. Shit-Eating Grin, though, is pretty tough. And we would probably... What is he doing? He's doing Reaping of Souls right now. Where is he targeting it? To 953. Okay. Okay. I think that, yeah, we're actually targeting Reaping of Souls here just to... There should be a lot of dead in this province after the PD got crushed, but... Did they do Raised Dead a lot? I think I remember hearing some Raised Dead sounds. But I don't think I heard much. We'll take a look. Okay, no. So, anyway, we can harvest all the dead there, which will give us some death gems. But, what would we do to take this thing out? Well, we'd put this on to get Air Shield. We didn't have 20 protection. I do not have Soul Vortex yet. He may choose to cast it off script, but not super likely. And we would probably just do Power of Spheres. I think we have to do turn 1 because I don't want to get Lance charged. I think we do turn 1 Body Ethereal, then we do Power of Spheres, then we do Elemental Fortitude. Then we probably do, oh, you know, not instead of this, we actually do Ghost Form, which is a better version. It gives you Chill R on cold. And then we do Nature Power, and then we would do Howl, like that. And I'm pretty, well, shit. I don't know if this is right. It may be that instead of Elemental Fortitude, it may be instead of that, I want, I think it is. I think instead of this, I actually want Resist Magic. Because that's the real thing we're going to be looking at. Wait, do I not? Oh, here it is. I was completely blind. Yeah, so our MR is only 17. I mean, that is not high enough. I could put... The thing is now, if I don't have Aerofend, I think the crossbows kill me. 17 MR is not high enough, and this is in Drain. Right? So, I mean, and even if I put this earlier in the script, like 21 is not high enough. And it's not even going to be 21, because it's going to be, my base MR is, in like my MR in Magic 3 is going to be 15. So it'll be 18. I mean, it'll be 19 with Resist Magic up. And I don't have Soul Vortex. It's a bunch of stuff I just don't have that I probably would need. I think I could take it, but it would be really risky. The other thing is, like, is this even strategically the right move? Like, I would like to control this planet. I need to start getting bigger. I'm the second biggest player right now. Barely. Who's down here, is number 3, and he's very close to me. But what has me... And I got a message from Nick Knight, the Yes player, saying, hey, you've got a big army here, and he's thinking I'm going to come fuck with him over here. Or maybe fuck with him down here. Or I don't know exactly where I would fuck with, but... I wonder if this Kailasa army... maybe I bump it. I don't know. But here's the thing. Yes, who is in number 1 in many metrics, he has taken over... He started to take over this moon. And this is a sizable, like, 20 provinces in here. Or something, maybe even more. And this is not okay. This planet's not dead. There's a Ceticia that's kind of strong. Macone was trying to invade it, kind of failed. So I'm not sure. I don't think I'm going to let him do that. I think I'm going to cut him off. I think I'm going to do that. So the one pathway to do that is I come here. Scalaria is basically dead, so I can take Scalaria's fort. And then from here, I can take Yis's fort. And this is connected to a bunch of the Yis network. But this begs some questions. Like, if I have this, I don't know all the ways off. There's a few ways off this planet. I think enough ways off this planet that I might not need to be worried about it, but I'm a little worried about it. Which is basically, if I get this, do I force myself into a conflict with this planet? And that may be. But it may be, too, that I think what I may do is take this, and I can also go from here to here. I'm going to have my scouts see what's happening here. Ind has also moved from here somewhere into the core parts of the world. Agartha has burnt all of his forts to the ground. So we have decisions to make. And I'm not really sure. I think the other thing is we caught a scout from Vanheim over here this turn. And I'm the biggest person on our planet. There is almost... this Kalem War is going to drag out. And I'm kind of at the point now where I helped organize this Kalem alliance. And Kalem is fucking with people. Like, he's got Rotterdam's cap, right? And he's trying to run around and fight stuff. He killed an Alcaran army down here this turn. So, but he killed the Alcaran army, but he had to burn like 60-something gems. So it's expensive. Alcara's worried he's going to come try to cap him. And I don't know if his cap's... I don't know where his cap is. Maybe here, or... I don't even know. And we potentially were thinking about dropping... shit-eating Grin on the army that Alcara had down here. But for various reasons, I think... One reason is I can't get there. It's actually a distance of 9, and I can only teleport 8, which is a long way to teleport, but that's as far as I can go. So I can't actually make it over here with shit-eating Grin. But the other thing is how things I think are going to play out with Atlantis. I think I'm going to need shit-eating Grin next turn. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But before we do... I want to close on some of the Diplo for our world. I think I'm going to have to fight Vanheim kind of soon. Vanheim took this. I've also evacuated a lot of this border. We're putting on a lot of troop production here now. I'm trying to get troops back up on this border because I'm going to need more stuff, basically. I'm going to need a good bit more stuff. Honestly, if I get flames from the sky... That's not going to be super great against Vanheim because I think his troops are set up where they will probably live through most of it. Yeah, they're 15 hit points. So yeah, and then once they get the hit point size increase, they're going to be immune to flames from the sky. But I don't know. If for an important battle, it still might be helpful because they'll start off combat with lower HP. And I'm not sure I'm going to get it. That's going to be one of the most hotly contested artifacts, I think. And I wouldn't get it for like 6 more turns. I think the odds of it being available in 6 turns are actually really low. So what are we going to do? I don't really know. There's a chance we get it. There's a very small chance. A very, very small chance. The other thing maybe I should consider is I do have this smith artifact, like this smithing thing. That only the hammer of the master smith, and only these guys can wield it. If I wonder, can I get him up high enough? No, because if they're 2, and then they've got 3, 4. Yeah, that's not enough. Not enough. Okay. Yeah, I probably have to do the flame spirit to make that. That's fine. So I think if we're doing this, because now that I know it's real flames from the sky, not this budget version, I think it is worth heading Conjuration 6 next. And we'll have that in 2 turns, which will probably be about the earliest I could cast it anyway. There's other kind of cool stuff we get with this, like handmaidens are kind of cool. I think they're better than Banelords for what our purposes are going to be. Mound Fiends are really cool with our Bless too, but we're not going to be able to do that quite yet. Or we'll finish up enchantment here. I think I probably need enchantment 5. Then we'll go down blood. So, yeah, our research is a little slow. I probably need to turn lantern production back on again. We've got so much stuff to do. So I think there's, like, the things that are on my mind is I'm wondering how things are going to shake out with Vanheim. I need to ask Kaelasa how close Vanheim is to finishing Relay, because as soon as that is done, I expect Vanheim to declare war on me. And by that time, I want to have secured both these forts and hopefully have at least started spreading my dominion over here, which will help me in morale checks in battle. And I need to have probably like 50 to 60 dudes in each of these forts. Vanheim also is doing pretty good in research because we looked at the score graphs today. He's probably like right here in research. Like close to me, but not super close. So anyway, there's that. But I'm worried about Vanheim attacking. I think Calum is now at the point where I need to figure out, like, maybe I go for this, maybe I don't. But if I do... And I also got to be in a position to vulture Rotterdam. Rotterdam is not going to lose to Atlantis. He is winning the underwater stuff, but he's not really winning the above water stuff. So... we'll see. I'm also thinking about maybe putting Rotterdam under siege just to keep the birds from getting all the income from it. And I've also taken some of this stuff. I've told him this stuff that was his I'll give back, probably including this throne, but I don't think including this stuff. I think this stuff is mine permanently. Though some of it may have been his. God, this is a good site. Maybe this was his. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess if it was his... it's going to depend a little bit. Like the things I said I would give back to him are these and the throne. So I'll definitely give those back, but these are actually really good sites. So the things I said I'll give back, but the other things I'm not sure about. In some ways, what's in my best interest is... and look, I've been doing everything I can to help him. Like, I was dropping stuff on him, I'm forging things for him, I'm coming up with ideas, but I need to get bigger. There's a saying by J.M. Blakely, if you want to be the man, you got to out-eat the man. And that is the game we're playing. So I think whatever I do off-planet, I have to be prepared for a war with Vanheim. And I think if I'm in a war with Vanheim, I think there's a decent chance everybody else will leave me alone. And I think it's going to take them that long to kill Calum. So I need to figure out I want to have as much land as I can from Calum, but I don't think I want to help too much more with actually killing Calum. Like, I don't... Because I don't think I'm going to get most of the land. Like, I could come in here and try to take most of this, but... I don't think I can do that and simultaneously be ready for a war with Vanheim, is basically what it is. So, anyway. Speaking of the Gondwana area, and we'll talk about this and come back, I was hoping I cracked it, but we didn't quite crack it. We got pretty close. We got... The walls are critically damaged, but a little more time. So there's probably only like 30 wall strength left or something. So we'll have it cracked this turn. Next turn we will go inside. And it's probably going to be a little bit of a son of a bitch going inside. And I don't think I have Shatter. Where's Shatter? Oh, we do have it. Shit. All right. So these guys are going to need to be on advance and cast spells so that they potentially shatter the monolith. Yeah, that's what's going to have to happen. My Ghoul Guardians also are going to be probably the ones to kill it. What I need to figure out is, like, do I do it in waves or do I do it in one go? I'm thinking the way to do it is to do it in one go. And to have my vampires come in here and murder the back line. And this guy hits pretty darn hard. Like, this AP damage, so it'll probably do some damage on the monolith. So I think we do that. I don't know if these guys actually want in there. I feel like they could be more trouble than they're worth. And we're rebidding them. But now that I think about it, I don't even think I want them. I think we're going to switch where they're sieging to over here, because I'm not really going to want them they're really just siege chaff. So we're going to go ahead and move them over here. I'm rebidding these dudes. And I'm bidding the Lord of Eagles, who I think comes with like 5 eagles. But they siege a lot. So they'll probably put a hurting on this fort wall. So that's basically the Gondwana front. And this is just an AI. So it'll be pretty easy. Coming down to the Atlantis front. So the Atlantis front is going to be interesting. He has a few moves he can make. So I'm here. So far I've been pillaging a shit ton. He could come and take this province, which I've pillaged, but the unrest remarkably has come down a good bit. I don't know if I got like an event here or... No. It's come down a lot. We'll come back and pillage these more later. But I think what he also has an army here. And this has, I think, one of his heroes, the huge future queen. I think this is like a... And she's also got living pillars, which are pretty good. So what I expect is he's going to merge these armies here. And I think this is a losing move. I think this is a losing move because if he brings any gems, I can gem bait the army and then we can have a fight on top. And not only can we have a fight on top, but I can bring my god to the fight on top. And I think that means I'll win. I think that means I'll win. Because by next turn, I should have Soul Vortex. And my god has a boatload of fear. So he probably can next turn just do like fear, ethereal, cold resistance, cold R, like do this. You can cast this underwater, I believe. And then he'll do Soul Vortex. And then he'll do Invulnerability. And he'll just be standing up there at the front. I'll have somebody fluff him with quickness. And then he'll just go tear into people. He won't have regen, but I don't think it'll matter with Soul Vortex being backed up by my entire army. And I'll have gem baited him, and I don't think he'll have gem baited me. So I think this is a pretty winning situation for me. Of course, it's not really possible to know, but I'm pretty sure I'll defeat this army alone here. And if he moves everybody here, I'll get to see what he has. And then we potentially can defeat it. The only bad thing, again, is none of this is friendly Dominion. So there's that. There's that. There's that little rub. But I think this is an okay thing for me. Now, he may also choose to raid. If he raids, I may just send my god to kill whenever he sends raiding, because this is high Dominion. So there's a very good chance I do that. Yeah. So anyway, I've got to figure it out. Not very sure. The other thing is we have a requisition from E.A. Micklin, which is, I believe, over here. And anyway, E.A. Micklin has asked us to make him a Wraith Crown. So we're making him one of those. I'm actually sending him a Wraith Crown right now, because I actually had one on my god. Because my god probably wants one if he's going to jump into combat. The thing I also got is we got some gems from Relay, and that's the relay on our planet. And he wanted some water bottles. And since Vanheim's probably going to attack me next, and Vanheim's already killed most of their shit, normally I wouldn't build him water bottles, but because Vanheim's already killed most of his shit, I think I'll do that. So, the problem is he sent them to me. I'm supposed to make them this turn. And I fucking can't, because I moved this lady out of a lab. So we're sending her to a lab. I don't want her to retreat. Let's just have her do, like, quickness or something to a bunch of dudes. And in here, she'll be able to forge a bottle of water. And unfortunately, what sucks, and I thought I would have more of these guys. Like, I was like, oh, I'll have a dude coming out. I had these queued up for recruitment. But I can't make them because 0 resources, which I didn't realize. When I took this fort, I inadvertently shut down production at this fort. Not something I thought about. The good news is as soon as I have Cornerstone, this will be probably the first place I fort up. And then we'll be able to get one every single turn. So that'll be nice. So that's happening. And the other thing is my Dominion has not yet spread to this turn. As soon as it does, we're probably going to send my god in to kill it. Or I'm considering maybe, just maybe, I send in Worm. And Worm, with Body Ethereal, I think can probably kill this. Because he's going to have really high shock resistance and Iron Skin and Soul Vortex. He won't have Soul Vortex this turn, but next turn. And I think with all that, he'll be able to kill it. I'm not positive if I should do... I think I need this, a Storm Spool. I don't know. I was thinking Copper Plate would be good, but it's going to lower my protection a lot. But this army, I don't really need high protection. I don't think that's the thing. I think I need shock resistance and Body Ethereal for air elementals. So I think I do something like, the kit for him would be like this. Probably something like this, and I send him in. The thing about sending him in too is if I need to do this Pebble Skin suit, which I don't think I'm going to need. Because I think with just, if we're doing the Gem of Creation, which I am, then we don't really need the Pebble Skin suit for a good long while. Anyway. So anyway, I think he's a free agent. Anyway, I would send him in. I don't know what all the items would be. Probably something like this. And I don't think they have anything that's like MR negates. Yeah, and actually maybe I put this Coral Sword on him ahead of time. This turn. And then I take this off and I switch it out. And he will have more base HP when he runs in, which would be a good thing. And I'll send him in with like the Body Ethereal Fluffer, and that would be it. But yeah, we've got the problem. I need to build these things for Relay, so I need to let him know, because it's always best to not surprise people that I fucked up. And then I'm going to have one guy who can make it next turn. Problem is, I also told Alkera I can make him Boots of Quickness, but not till next turn. And all my guys, I don't have any fucking water mages anymore. I have this one who I've actually... Okay, I think I know what I have to do. I think I actually have to have this person make the Vine Shield. Because I've got this person making a Ring of Returning. I've got her commissioned to make a Vine Shield. And I think instead she actually has to make a Bracelet of Water. And this lady has to make a Vine Shield. And I need to find a Hammer to Steel. And she's going to have to make the Vine Shield now. So anyway, there's that. We also have, one of the things we made this turn was another one of our Wraithlord thugs, our Banelord thugs. And he is kitted up and ready to go. I was trying to see how far I could get him down to the Atlantis front. And I could put these things on him and he can scoot pretty darn far, but I want to get him into a lab. And there's not really any labs I can get him terribly close to. I could get him like in here, which might be good. Yeah, maybe we move him here to Tartary. And then from Tartary, he can deploy closer and start raiding. But yeah, we're just going to be fucking with Atlantis just about everywhere. We've got Bane Venom Charms here. But ultimately, we want peace. But we're not being very good neighbors. Because he's not being a good neighbor. He attacked us. And until we can kill this army and burn this land to cinders, he's probably going to want to keep fighting us. So, anyway, we've got to do that. We've gotten all the vampire counts so far, so that business is done. But I think the big question that I have is, like, what's next? I think I prepare for the war with Vanheim. Because I think that's inevitable. And he's going to have pretty good tech, and I'm going to have to deal with a lot of the same kinds of things I'd have to deal with for birds. You know, like air elemental bullshit and fog warriors, potentially. Things I'm not super well set up to handle. But I do kind of have Tartarians very soon, because I've got this guy coming out. And he's basically... The Iraq dude is going to be basically a Tart. So anyway, I think we can... And my Ghoul Guardians will fuck these guys up super hard. In some ways, they're going to be, I think, one of the main and most important ingredients in this whole thing working, is the Ghoul Guardians. I don't really have a ton of them, though. I have a lot, but not a ton. And there's a lot of ways to counter undead. So I don't know. I have to figure out what we're going to do. Assuming we fight him with Fog Warriors, that's my assumption. Is he'll have Fog Warriors. He'll probably have Wrathful Skies. We're going to have to be a little clever to deal with him. We're going to have to be a little clever. Because I think that's the big thing, actually, is Wrathful Skies. Because he's going to have 15 shock resistance on all his dudes. And he can just put up Wrathful Skies. What am I going to do when he does that? What am I going to do? I'm not actually sure, guys. I'm not actually sure. I'm going to have to think on this one. But that's going to be one of the main things. How do I fight Vanheim with Wrathful Skies and 15 shock resistance and his Bliss? How do I fight Atlantis, which I think we've got a handle on that for now at least. And do we pick another war off planet? And we're definitely going to take this. We may bully Yes out of Blandos. Though this could be a bad move. Bad move. The nice thing about taking Blandos is this throne is the Throne of Winter, which would increase my money by reducing the heat, because I've got heat 3, but I prefer neutral. So anyway, this would give me basically a better temperature scale, which would be really nice. It would cut Yis off from a world he can conquer, and potentially I could conquer this world for myself. I don't think, though, with the current technology I have, it would be an easy war for me to fight. So I'm really not sure. The other good news about potentially a war with Vanheim, and maybe this is just what I need to do, is Abyssia has indicated they're interested, and they're about ready. So I could tell Abyssia that I'm about ready too. Because it's getting to be about that time. I think I need 4 more turns. I think last turn I told Abyssia 4 to 5 turns. I think this turn I need 4. Next turn I take this, and like 2 turns I'll have this. We'll have built up some stuff here. Hopefully I'll have Jedi'd myself into figuring out what sort of things I'm going to need to fight a late mid game war against Vanheim. And anyway, I think that's about it for this turn, guys. I think that's about it. There's a lot going on. I need to get my blood hunting going. That's the other thing that's lying in the background, is I'm just being grossly negligent of blood hunting. This is not nearly enough. And we're going to, this is what we're going to decimate these. We're going to blood hunt these to ashes, and then we're going to do blood vortex here at some point. So anyway, that is the plan, guys. I will see you all in the future. Take care.